There we go. Finally got this thing to work right. Play with the beta model. You don't want to know my opinion. I will get censored and probably get thrown out of YouTube for it. So until they go to the new beta model, whatever the hell they want to call it, I call it if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then when they go to that, I'm probably going to be done. So guys, enjoy the tapings while you can. I will not use that beta unless I get it right. I'm not going to sit here and wait for the spin cycle to go on. And I'll make that real quick. Anyway, here we go, folks. We have got a game tonight. A possible... I'm not sure what this is doing here, so let's close that down. There we go. Okay. Looks like it could be a pitcher's duel. We'll never know. But we have Frank Tanana versus Jim Slaton. California versus Detroit. This was done on May 9th, 1978. And in my league at this time, Frank Tanana was 4-2. Jim Slaton was 5-0. And by the standards of the Digital Diamond, it doesn't say because neither one of them actually were part of the record last game. We hope it's going to be a pitcher's duel. You never know in the Cardiac League. This could turn to another one where two good pitchers just get slammed. We've had that happen many, many times. Everybody has seen it done. We all have. So, without further ado, let's go to the starting lineups here for this game here. We got Frank Tanana versus Jim Slaton. And as I've said so far in this league, for batting lineups for the California Angels, Rick Miller will be batting first. He'll be playing right field. He's currently batting .234. Dave Chalk will be playing shortstop. He's batting .282. Lyman Bostock is batting .302. He'll be batting third. Ron Fairley, ex of the Dodgers, will be batting fourth. He'll be cleanup. He's batting .264 right now, 2 home runs. Don Baylor's batting .242. Has no home runs, which is just the way everything's falling in, but he's a lot of doubles. Tony Slaton is our DH today, batting .263. Bobby Grich is playing second base, batting .257. Carney Lansford will be over at third base. He is batting .333, and the catcher is Terry Humphrey. Pitching is Frank Tanana. He is 4-2 with an ERA of 2.72. We'll get the stats on him as we go along also. For Detroit, be Ron LaFleur. He's batting .293, playing center field. Mark Wagner will be playing shortstop for the Tigers. He's currently batting .295. Rusty Staub is going to be DHing. He is currently batting .274 with 7 home runs. This is before he goes to Montreal and learn and becomes Célégrand L'Orange. Jason Thompson's playing first base, batting .261. Steve Kemp is out in left field, hitting .301. John Walkerfuss will be the right fielder today. He's batting .133. Lance Parrish is our catcher at .278. Aurelio Rodriguez will be playing third base. Steve Dillard, ex of the Red Sox, will be batting .338, and he is batting ninth. Pitcher is Jim Slaton with an ERA of .227. Always execute the transactions when it shows up. And I've been a very busy boy. I have submitted to Digital Diamond the 1973, 1974, 1972, 1977 seasons in full. I now have every season listed on my thing. I just got to work on the fielding ratings and the base running. I have every season listed so far in my game except for 1981 and 1994, which I refuse to play either one. As I said, Frank Tanana will be is pitching for the Angels. Jim Slaton's pitching for the Tigers. He is, of course, our home pitcher, so let's take a look at Mr. Slaton. Mr. Slaton so far with our league, and it's for really 17-11, by the way. He's been in 5 games, started both, completed 2, 5-0. He has struck out 14, walked 11, has an ERA of 2.27. Has a whip of 1.168. Right-handed batters seem to have his number this year for some reason. Frank Tanana, and we'll get him when we go into here, so let's play ball. We are at Tiger Stadium.
Seahawks lost. The Seahawks lost.
Oh, my Seahawks lost.
They suck.
And according to my wife, they suck, which is probably about right. So here we go. Okay, Rick Miller hooks bat, batting 234, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Here is the pitch to Miller. It is going to be a 440. And as he deals pitch, that's a slow roll over to Wagner. Wagner's going to come up there and try to catch up to it. Fields picks it up one-handed, fires over to Thompson, gets him on the first out of the game. And that is one down. Coming up is Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk has 1 home run, 9 RBIs, currently batting 282 for the Angels. And in our little league here, he has struck out 7 times. He does have 2 doubles to go with that 1 home run. Been in 21 games. Here is the pitch by Slaton. This is a 392. And hit on the ground of Wagner, shortstop, 5 right straight at him, fires over towards first, and that is 2 down. So far we've been playing bat to short to first, so we're not having a hard time at all today. Slaton's here on the mound facing Lyman Bostock. Lyman Bostock is batting 302. He is currently has 18 runs, 1 stolen base, no home runs. Here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 9-5-2. Anything that begins with the number 9, unless it's obvious, is going to be a sure hit somewhere. And he winds, Slaton winds Cox, and he fires it, hit high in the air up towards LaFleur. That is going to get back there faster than LaFleur can off the wall. Bostock's going to head into second base, and he will slide in for the double. Due up here is Ron Fairley. Ron Fairley is batting 261 this current season for the California Angels. He did play for the Dodgers during their heyday. When they went to the World Series back-to-back in 1965 and 1966. He has 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. He has never been known for being a power hitter. Here is the pitch by Slaton. Fairley digs in. Missing one here, come on. There you go. And it is a 1-1-5. And that is hard hit. Swung on. It's lined towards right field, but right to Thompson. And Fairley is out, and that is the 3rd out of the top 1st inning. At the end, the California Angels, no runs, 1 hit, nobody, 1 runner left on base. Coming at the bottom of the air is the Tigers will be Ron LaFleur, Wagner, and Rusty Staub. Frank Tanana's on the mound. Frank Tanana for the California Angels is 4-2. I believe he's ex of the Tigers. I can find that out real quick. So far this season, he's 4 games, been in 7, completed 6 of them. He has, I think he leads the majors in complete games. He's just been pitching well. Just had a couple breaks here and there. 38 strikeouts to go with 14 walks. Is a low whip of 1.01. His on-base percentage by opposing batters is .254. Due up here is Ron LaFleur. Ron LaFleur has 8 stolen bases so far this season to go along with the 16 runs scored. He's batting .293. And here is the pitch. That is a 4-1-8. And Tanana's taking his time. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right over towards Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich should be routine, and it is 4-3, and LaFleur is out by a few steps. Coming in is Mark Wagner. He is batting .295 for our Detroit Tigers. No runs, 1 RBI. Here is the pitch to Wagner. That is going to be a 7-3-1. And that's heading out towards center field, line to medium center. And Bostock is there waiting for it to come on down, and he grabs it. Due up the bat is Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub has 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. He is currently batting .274 for the Detroit Tigers. And here is the pitch by Tanana. And it is a 0-8-7. Here we go. Here's the money pitch. And got him swinging on a little high fastball. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base for the Tigers at the end of 1. We have a scoreless game. And as I promised, I would find out about, let me take this for a second. We'll find out about Frank Tanana. I believe he came from the Tigers, if I remember right, but obviously I can be wrong, and that's what I'd rather find out right now. Now, Frank Tanana, this is during his start. He started out with California before he went to Boston for a year with the Texans. He eventually ended up with Detroit. He had a 21-year career. Not bad for a pitcher who basically was a 500 pitcher. Started out good in his early seasons, and it just sort of deteriorated, just sort of slowed down. Had that one bad year with Texas in 1982. Coming up to bat is Don Baylor, Slaton, and Bobby Grich. Don Baylor's batting .242, has no home runs, 16 RBIs, scored 10 runs though, has a couple stolen bases. And as hopefully the stat pops up, as you can see, he has 11 doubles. I believe that's one of the league leaders. He does hit doubles, just not hitting them. That's not getting it faster than that. And here we go. Here is the pitch. Don Baylor. And this one is a 7-1-6. And Slaton's pitching, trying to cranks up and deals this one, and it goes downstairs low. Slaton was trying to aim, and he let it. Got too low on it, and Baylor is on. Tony Soliata, I'm going to call him Solaita. There we go, Solaita. This is coming batting .263, 1 home run, 2 RBI so far this young season. He is the DH. And Baylor's going to go for the lead. He has got the lead. There's a possibility he's going to maybe be taken off here. And here he goes. Here is the pitch. Baylor has a good lead. There he goes. Poor throw by Parrish. And Baylor's in there standing. Baylor will take second base. Soliata's at the plate. Probably that was a strike. So we have 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And Baylor takes his lead from second. Here we go. Pick off throw to second. Did he get him? No, but it was close. He almost had him. Almost had him. Lewis laid on the tag, and here is the pitch. Slaton has the sign. Winds up, fires, and he struck him out looking. That is Slaton's first strikeout of the game. Bobby Rich coming to bat. Baylor is on second base. Bobby Grich batting .257. 3 home runs, 11 RBI so far this young season. And here is the pitch to Grich. It's a 7-0-2. And best offering, way outside. Slaton's starting to have a little bit of control problems, which is not surprising. He has 13 walks this season now. Due up is Carney Lansford, batting .333. No home runs, 10 RBIs. Here's a chance to get the Angels out in front. And it is a 409. Yep, just like that car sung by Jan and Dean, I think. That's looks like it's head out towards short. Swung on. Toxic powering pop up. Slaton, Dillon, and Wagner are all there waiting for it to come on down. And Wagner waves them all off. Makes the grab on the infield fly. And Dillon will wait, and Bill will stay at second base. Due up is Terry Humphrey. That's a picture I've got to fix later on. It's shown as you guys can recognize. That is a Montreal Expo cap. And I have all the photos from everybody from about 1920-something to 2018. I've got them all. So here we go, guys. Terry Humphrey's the pick, gives the catcher. Here is the pitch. And it is a 7-7-3. And Humphrey has walked so far. There's been no hits this inning, but there's been 3 walks. The bases are loaded. Rick Mills coming back up to bat. I have not kept the scorebook, so we're going to deal with this like we should, crazily. So here we go. Rick Mills 0 for 1 today. As a matter of fact, remember, he grounded out to Wagner. And here is the pitch to Miller. It is a 2-1-2. And easy roll over to Diller. He sets it up, fires over towards Thompson, and Gets him out, and that is it. California wasted a great opportunity. No runs, no hits, 3 runners left on base. Here after the top of the second inning. And it is a nothing score here. Coming up to bat is Jason Thompson. Jason Thompson so far this season is batting .261. Here is the pitch. By Frank Tanana here in top second, and it is a .483. And good solid hit, bang to the air, deep left field, tough play. He's going to get a late jump on it, but he catches up towards the warning track, makes the play. We have 1 down. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Due up to bat here is Steve Kemp. Steve Kemp's batting .301, having a great year so far this season. 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Here is the pitch. And it is a .263. And Kemp steps back. Here he goes. Steps in. Tanana delivers. Swung on. Hit hard. Grounds up towards first base. Curley grabs it and steps on the bag himself for the out. And we have 2 down. Due up here is our man, John Walkerfuss. John Walkerfuss batting .133. No home runs. No RBI so far. Just getting started here in the season. He's playing right field. Only his 6th game that he's playing so far. He has just been mired. Here we go. And it is a .294. And Tanana deals. That's hit over towards second base. Fielded there by Gritch. And he fires a fairly to get him 4-3. And that is 3 down here at the end of 2. It is a nothing. It's a 0-0 tie game. We definitely looks like we may have our pitching duel. If Slaton can quit walking batters, he has 3 walks so far this inning. Due up to bat here is Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk last time, remember, he ground out to the shortstop here in the first inning. Jim Slaton's back on the mound. Are we ready? Here we go, folks. Dave Chalk, back up here. This is a .157. That is heading out towards center field. Routine fly ball, though, and LaFleur hauls it in for the play. We have 1 down. Lyman Bostock is our man. He is 1 for 1. Has the lone hit of the game for everybody. He has a double. Doubled off in the first inning. Here is the pitch to Bostock. And it is a .162. Slaton cranks it. Bostock hits it slowly on the left side. Coming up is Rodriguez. He has to hurry and he fires there over towards Thompson. Gets Bostock out by a step. We have 2 down on a very exciting play by Aurelio Rodriguez. Barehanded the ball, fired it over towards first, got the play. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You'll have to wait till the news to catch that one on the air. That should be shown up by our local station here in Detroit. Coming up is Ron Fairley. Ron Fairley lined out to the first baseman here in the first inning. Here is the pitch. And that is going to be a .907. Walkenfuss has it out there. And it's going to drop right in front of him. Comes up too quickly. And Fairley is on board with the single. He does not attempt to go any further, but it dropped right into Walkenfuss. Gets it back in. Due up to bat here is Don Baylor. Don Baylor has walked his first time up. And I believe he stole second. He was stranded on third at the end of this one here. Here is the pitch to Baylor. And it is a 781. That's hitting out towards right on that pitch. Off speed, hitting the air to right field. Walker has a long way to go. It's going to drop in front of him, though, for the base hit. Single for Baylor. Wide turn on the base pass, but Walker was ready to fire and fairly hauls back to second base. Don Baylor has his first hit of the game as he tries to maintain a hot hand right now for the Angels. Due up to bat is Tony Slaton, and last time up, he hit a high pop up towards Wagner for the out. We have 2 out here in the top third inning. Slaton's on the mound. He's in the stretch. Here we go. Come on. There we go. And he gets this one all. He looks like he may have gotten all of it on this one. That is heading out towards right field. That's going to be absolutely hammered. There's no chance. I'll have to play it off the wall, but it takes a crazy ball. It bounces right there at the bottom of the base of the wall. Caroms off that metal that's out that way, and it's hanging out towards the floor. LaFleur, so I don't have to get the ball. Here comes Baylor. Here comes Fairley. Here comes Baylor, and Soliata's heading towards third. He is going to slide in. He is safe, and California put 2 runs up on the board. Third straight hit here for the California Angels. A triple by Slaton. There is 2 down. Bobby Grich is up. Bobby Grich walked this last time up. Here is the pitch. And that is a 462. And that's heading towards right. Everything seemed to have gone to right field this time. And it'll be caught there by Walker, but the damage has been done on a triple by Slaton. It is a 2-0 California lead. Slaton's got his, looks like he may have gotten his groove there a little bit. At the end of 2.5 innings, it is California 2, the Detroit Tigers nothing. And high beat. Have I got words and news for you? I have just contributed to Digital Diamond the 1973, 1977, 1972, and I believe one of the 1980 baseball seasons. I have contributed the fielder ratings for about another 8 or 9 seasons. So they're all set. They've got full libraries running. They're real happy about it. They are going to go our way version. They are working on version 8 as we speak. Everything you and I have suggested, we're getting. Yeah, I learned how to field everything. I have everything from 1960 to 2017. All I got to do is finish the fielding and the running rates, and I've got this game rolling, as you can tell. So we're going to be doing well with this game, and I think that we've got it. I've read your guide. May as well keep right on going. So we'll be all set. I love it. Anyway, let's get back to the bottom of the third inning. Lance Parrish, our catcher, is coming up to bat. He is first time up this game. Tanana's on the mound. Here is the pitch. And this one hits a 400. 400 for Lance Parrish. That looks like he's getting ready to got to blow out towards first base. Fairley is right there to take care of it. Pulls it back in before it heads out towards right field. And we have one down. Aurelio Rodriguez is coming up. He is, so far he's batting .260. He has 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. If I remember correctly, he ended up going to somewhere else. He started out in California, ended up in Detroit in the 1970s. Finished up with the White Sox, the Yankees, and Baltimore when he got done. He came to Detroit via trade by the Washington Senators. He never really got to play. He came with Ed Brinkman, Joe Coleman, John Hannon, and that's who was traded to the Senators. He came, No, he came to the Senators with the Senators with that group in California, and he was traded for Elliot Maddox, Denny McClain, who was having problems back then, Norm McRae, and Don Wirt all ended up going to the Senators, who eventually became the Texas Rangers. Here is the pitch to Rodriguez. And it is a 7.65. And that's heading out towards right field. Looped shallow to right. It's going to flare in there. Mills coming in. Fro's going out. Neither one of them are going to get it. And Rodriguez will get the first hit of the game for the Tigers. On a flare that just dropped out in between. It was an in-betweener that just got out there for the hit. Steve Dillard is coming up. He's batting .338 for the Tigers. Playing second base this year. Ex of the Red Sox. Here is the pitch. And it is a 167. It went somewhere. Ground to Tanana, fires a short to Chalk. And over the force, double play. And that was a 1-6-3 double play. I didn't see my light off on Tanana. Unfortunately, 1-6-3 double play. At the end of 3 innings, it is the California Angels 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Detroit Tigers no runs, 1 hit. Okay, yeah, that's the only way to go. Yes, I'm getting back in practice, by the way, Beats. That's the only way I can describe it. So I do take my time these days. So I'm a little slow, a little slow on it. I'll get my game back. Have no fear. The insanity will be showing back up. Anyway, here we go. Carney Lansford is 0 for 1 last time. He's the one who hit that high pop-up. Here is the pitch. Haven't even seen it yet. And it is a 9.99. We know where that one's going already. That's heading out deep towards center field. LaFleur's starting to head back towards that way in the right field area. He's going back. He ain't going to get this one. Lanford hits a power drive solo shot out that right center field area there. Due up is Terry Humphrey. Terry Humphrey so far, he walked his first time up. Here is the pitch. And it is an 8-1-3. Once it comes up. And Terry Humphrey gets some good wood on the ball. Swung on it. It's heading out probably out towards center field. Solid line drive single. Drops in front of LaFleur. And he is on with his first hit of the game. Rick Miller's coming up. He is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short. Grounded out to second baseman. Here is the pitch. And it is a Humphrey's going to try to see if he can steal a base, and that's not going to happen. Safe rifle. He is safe. Humphrey barely gets back there in time. And it is a 6-0 to Miller. Pitch on the way. Hard line drive towards left field, but Kemp was right there waiting for it. He's positioned in the right spot. That is the first out of the inning. Miller is out. He is now 0 for 3. Coming up bat is Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk just did that beautiful double play in the bottom of the third. So far has grounded out and flown out. Here is the pitch to Dave Chalk. And Humphrey going to try again. No, not this time. It is a 2-0-6 to Chalk. That is heading hot. It looks like that's heading out. Routine balls that sounded like. This is a little shallow field. Here comes LaFleur. Comes on in, chases it down, makes the grab and flips the ball to second base so Humphrey can't move. And that is the second out of the inning. Coming up to bat will be Lyman Bostock. He is 1 for 2 today. He doubled in the first, grounded out in the third. Here is the pitch. It is an 8-0-9. Nope. Guess what? Not a pitch. Humphrey decides he's going to try to make the lead again. Fired over first. Not in time on the tag. Love when they decide to do that. And it is an 8-1-1 this time. So this time it is going to be good. That's heading out. That way it looks like it's going towards right. Swung on, and it's a hard ground ball. Gets past Thompson. Dillon in between them. Walkfoot's coming on off. Makes good. Trying to cut it off. Looks like Humphrey's going to try to go over towards third. And it is a 1-7-7. Humphrey's heading over this way. He might have a play now. A great throw, but Rodriguez couldn't handle it quite well, and Humphrey will take third. Dostik will get to second base on the throw. We have runners on second and third. 2 down here in the top 4th inning. Ron Fraley's coming up to bat. He has scored a run. He hit a double there. He got a base hit in the third, and he lined out to our first baseman. 2 down. Good opportunity for Fraley. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-5-5. That is heading out towards center field. This could be it. It's heading deep back there with the wind, and it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. It never got down. And once again, it looks like another pitcher stool has just gone right out the window. We're going to be relieving Slaton, who is our next man coming up here. Let's find out. Ah, Bleacher Bum. How you doing? Ain't seen you in a little bit, guys. I've watched your channels. But best I can do. By the way, Bees, I heard you last night. You sounded pretty good. Got just clear your voice a little bit and enjoy the game. Let the mistakes happen. The best way I can describe it. Any mistakes, let them happen. Come on in. Okay, coming in for the Detroit Tigers will be Jim Crawford. As we get the pitching up here. Come on, Jim. There we go. Jim Crawford will be coming into the mound. I did that. There we go. Jim Crawford will be coming in to pitch for the Detroit Tigers. Jim Slaton just did not have it today. It happens to the best of them. Jim Crawford this season so far is been in 10 games. He's got 1 save, has an ERA of 5.11, struck out 3, does have a high walk to strikeout ratio. Given up quite a few runs. I do believe this man may have come from somewhere else. He did go to Houston eventually, I think. That's what it shows me here. That's a new picture for me. Jim Crawford did start with Houston, finished up with Detroit. He only lasted, this was his final season. He lasted 5 years and he was done. So I'm not sure what happened there. I bet they released him. Pretty much. He was released at the end of the season. Milkman and Dave Roberts came over to Detroit. Detroit traded away Humphrey, Lomangello, Pence, and Leon Roberts, who went to Houston in 1975. I believe I got a couple of those players still playing over there too. Of course, Terry Humphrey's now with California, as you guys can see. So here we go. We are Jim Crawford's up. There is 2 down, nobody on base. Don Baylor's the batter. So far today, he is 1 for 1. Got a walk, scored a run, and got a base hit. Here is the pitch. Angels scored 4 runs so far this inning, and it looks like it's not. They may not be done yet. Here we go. 6-6-4 to Baylor. That is his 2nd walk of the game. And due up here is Tony Soliata. He is 1 for 2. Smacked a triple in the 3rd inning. Knocked in those 2 runs here. Baylor is at first base. He is a threat to steal. And he elects not to with 2 down here. Going to trust the batter, but there we go. 2-0-2 to Soliata. And here's the pitch. Strike 3. Crawford gets him out. That ends the inning mercifully for the Detroit Tigers, but the Angels put 4 runs on 4 hits, left 1 man on base with that 3-run blast by Ron Fairley and the single home run at the beginning of the inning by Carney Lansford. Coming up to bat for the Detroit Tigers in the bottom of the 4th is Ron LaFleur, Wagner, and Rusty Staub. Ron LaFleur will be coming up to bat. He ground out his first time up. So far, Tanana has faced a minimum 9 batters due to a doubleheader, due to a double play there in the first. In the third. About time you're getting back here. Been waiting for you, Beatles. Come on up to Maine. We know we'll get some good lobster for you. LaFleur is up. Here we go. And it is a 698. Tanana deals. That's an outside pitch for ball 4. And folks, we know what's going to happen next. Here we go. We are going to see if LaFleur can get towards second base. Probably for the first run the entire game. And this is an 854. This is not going to happen. Throw to first. And LaFleur gets back real easy. Here we go. Wagner's up the bat. Here is the pitch. And it is a 247. That's on the money pitch, 3-2. Swung on and a line drive towards right field. Slicing away from Miller, but he wants hands to take care of Wagner. And that takes care of that. 1 down here. Heading back towards first is LaFleur. LaFleur thought it might have been able to get out of his reach, and it did not. Coming to bat is Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub struck out his first time up in the first inning. Here is the pitch. And it is a 173. Another shot that's swung on, heading toward deep right field. Miller's going to be there at the other end of it. That will take care of Staub, and it is 2 down. Jason Thompson's coming up. Last time up, he flew out towards Don Baylor and left. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is the pitch. And that is a 173. Strike 3 called down at the letters, and a knee buckling breaking ball just dropped on in. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 4 full innings, California 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Detroit Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, no error. Coming to bat for the Californians will be Bobby Grich, Carney Lansford, and Terry Humphrey. We got a better one going here. I'm very surprised, also very pleased. So I'm not going to lie about that. And here we go. We are in the top of the 5th inning. Jim Crawford's on the mound for the 2nd inning. Here is the pitch to Bobby Grich. And it is a 584. And Crawford walks Grich. Crawford walks Grich. That's where I'm at here. Okay. That's the 2nd time Grich has been walked today. Plus he's flown out. Due up here is Carney Lansford. Carney Lansford in the 4th inning. Let's start this off with a Singleton home run deep to the center field. He is now 1 for 2 today. Scored a run. Home run, like I said, home run RBI. He also has popped up to our shortstop. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0.97. Crawford bears down, glares at him, fires it in. Big swing and a miss, and Crawford collects his 2nd strikeout of the game. Coming up will be Terry Humphrey. Terry Humphrey is 1 for 1. Reached on a base hit in the 4th inning. Scored on Ron Fairley's 3-run shot. And has walked. Bobby Grich is over first base. Crawford's on the mound. He's in the stretch. Here we go. And it is a 355. That sounds like a good hit. Here we go. The words get done being exchanged. And swung on line hard to third base, but right there for Rodriguez to just snatch it out of the air, and he makes the second out. We have 2 down here in the bottom top of the 5th inning. But California has scored all their runs, or most of their runs, after 2 outs. 5 of the 6 runs have been scored after 2 outs. Coming to bat is Rick Miller. He is 0 for 3. He has been collared. Here is the pitch to Miller. It is a 6-2-2. And Crawford throws rubber. Wise delivers. Slow roll to the shortstop. Right there. Wagner picks up, fires to Thompson, makes the grab. And we have 3 down at the end of 4.5 innings. Coming back for the Tigers will be Kemp, Walker, Fuss, and Parrish at the end of 4.5. No runs, no hits. 1 man left on base. And we are into the top. We are into our half game mode here. So here we go. Our first commercial will be done by from 1978, folks. I love doing this stuff. That's right, folks. Little Caesars. That's right, folks. Little Caesars Pizza is what that was brought to you by. Okay, here we go. Let me get back to where that was. That madness I'm doing here because I'm having such a good time doing this kind of noise. All right, here we go. If anybody has been warned, I do this. And the worst part is I don't care. Here we go. Yeah, no more late nights for bleachers. I have a good time doing this BBG. I really do. I enjoy doing this. It just cracks up the game a little bit. So here we go. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming to bat will be Steve Kemp. He is 0 for 1 last time up. He ground out 2 Ron Fairley's unassisted. Here we go. And this time it's a 6-8-5. And Tanana rocks. It is taken just barely outside. Ball 4. Tanana's glaring at the umpire on that one. Thought he hit the black. Didn't happen. And Kemp is on base. Yeah. Get out of there. Okay, coming to bat is John Walkerfuss. John Walkerfuss last time up, grounded out to our second baseman Bobby Grich. Here is the pitch. And this pitch is a 6-9-6. And these are between the pitches. Tanana's firing it back in, and he has just walked 2 in a row. Angels are not fearing him yet. This is not the first time this happened to Tanana. I've had it go before. Keep in mind, it's only his 17th walk of the season, based on 57 innings thrown. Lance Parrish coming up. He is also 0 for 1. He lined out to first his first time up. Here is the pitch. And it is an 8-9-6. That's what makes this game funny. That is a nice shot. Swung on, hang out towards the deep gap in left center field. Bale's coming over. He ain't going to have a play. He's going to play it off the wall. Kemp is coming on around. Walkerfuss is coming on around. And Parrish will take second base. And if he knocks in a 2-run shot for the second hit of the game for the Detroit Tigers. Clears the bases. 2 runs are in. And it is 4-2. Yes, it's 4-2. I have a critic in the back behind me, my Maine Coon. Aurelio Rodriguez is on the mound. He reached last time up. Here is the pitch. And that is an 0-3-4. And Tanana finally gets the bearing down and gets the strikeout. As Rodriguez expresses disgust, that must have been a knee right down there at the knees. But he managed to say his piece without saying getting tossed off, so he did not call the umpire certain names. Steve Dillard's coming up, hitting to the only double play of the game so far, which is not a very good thing to say, but he did, a 1-6-3er. Parrish is at second base. Here is the pitch to Dillard. And it is a 3-2-1. That's heading out towards right field. Fly ball. The other end of it is Miller to put it away. I am not going to let Parrish go at this time. Still a little early in the game. He starts towards third. Gets Miller to throw the ball that way. Just check it out. And he will step back towards second base. We have the fly ball. Parrish is at second. Miller has the out. And coming back is Ron LaFleur. Ron LaFleur walked his last time up. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0-9-0. And that is a K for Frank Tanana. That ends the 5th inning. But the Tigers get on the board with 2 runs on the double by Lance Parrish. At the end of 5, it is California's 6, the Detroit Tigers 2. That's right, little boy. I lied, okay? Do it the bat for the California Eagles is Dave Chalk, Lyman Bostock, and Ron Fairley. And Beatles, I forgot to tell you something. I really did. I talked to them about the dice. Never mind that I could throw my own, but even their own game. Every batter that's up there has 999 chances. I said they could mix this up a little bit, especially when they have runners on base. Put it to use. They have 999 chances. And then if they have runners on base, they have 999 more. They could make this up real good, especially on the outs. So I mentioned to them, I think they're going to try to open that up a little bit more than what they've been doing. So they are, as you can see by the play-by-play, if you've been reading it along with me, you can see they've done a little bit to it. I mean, that's the first 1-6-3 double play I've had. I've kept up with these guys because I think this, you already know how I feel about Digital Diamond. You and I have chatted about this game before over on Al's page. We drove Al nuts about it, but we both know what we're doing. But that's the way we've been. I mean, it's the way the game goes. I love this game. I really do. It's a very enjoyable game to play, and I like it. It's not actions. This is a stats game. We're going to get our stats. I hope. Soon version 8 comes out, and if they charge like the different versions 7 for $15, I've got 50 seasons. Can't go wrong. Top the 6th. Here we go. Dave Chalk. Coming up to bat here. Crawford on the mound for his 3rd inning. See what we can go on here, and it is a 9-3-3. That's not very good. That's heading out towards right field. A lot of the hits going out towards right field today. A little flare is going to drop on in. It looks like Walkerfuss couldn't get in there. All he could do is take the hop. Chalk will take it, but he's going to stay there with the set with the first. And Walkerfuss throws it back into the infield. Gets past Dillard. Rodriguez wasn't watching for it, and Chalk will take second base. E9, folks. E9 up for that call on second base on the poor throw. Dillard will take second. Thanks, Dillard batting second. Or not Dillard, I'm sorry, Dave Chalk. Gets past Dillard, that's what happened. Sorry about that, guys. Chalk is on E9 and a base hit. So that'll be a single and E9 on the throw. Dave Chalk is at second base. Crawford is in the stretch. Lyman Bostock is up. He is 2 for 3 today with the run scored. Here is the pitch. And it is a 3-6-8. That's setting out towards right field. Here it comes. Line driver right at the Walkerfuss. Makes a great running catch coming on in. Flips it back into Dillard this time. Makes it easy so he does not throw wild, and we have one down. Ron Fairley is due up to here to bat. He has gone 2 for 3 today. Brought his average up to 286. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. So he has brought his RBI up 30%, for lack of a better term. Probably more than that. Close to 50%, actually, almost doubled it. Here is the pitch to Fairley. And it is an 8-4-9. That's heading out towards center field, sounds like. And it looks like hard ground ball up the middle. Gets in between the bases. Chalk bounces out of the way. It'll be a single for Philly. Green light coming. Here comes Chalk. Flair might have it. And no! If he throws to Parrish, Parrish couldn't drop down in time. He couldn't get, got the plate blocked, but Chalk was able to get in there for the score. Fairley will take second base on the throw, and that is Fairley's 4th RBI of the game. And the California Angels now lead 7-2. Crawford is on the mound. Baylor is at the plate. He has got 2 walks, scored a run. And here is the pitch. Fairley's at second base. It is a 5-74. And that is going to be Baylor's 3rd walk of the game. Don Baylor is on first for the 3rd time this game. He has walked all 3 times. We've go with 1 hit. Fairley's at second base. Tony Ciliato, who got the triple in the first inning to start all this madness, is now up to the plate. And here is the pitch by Crawford. It is a 282. Once he gets up there. That looks like that's heading towards. Nice little hit. Bounces to first. Thompson gloves it. Easy throw to Crawford for the out. Fairley goes to third. Baylor goes to second. That's one of those things I'm trying to get fixed. Baylor's a little more 3-6-3 or 3-4-3 double plays. Trying to get that fixed. I think he might pull it off a little bit. A few more double plays like that in this game will get better as we go along. Due up is Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich has 2 walks. He's 0 for 1. And he's flown out. Here is the pitch. Fairley's at third. Baylor's at second. This will probably end up being Crawford's last inning, so here we go. And this is a 129. Definitely in the range of possibly being an out unless something goes wrong, and I've had that happen. That is nice ground ball. Locks into the side. Here's the pitch. Slow roll over towards Wagner, who feels it right there on the roller and fires over towards Thompson. That is 3 down. The Angels do get another run on board here on the. It'll be a 1 unearned run on the base hit by Ron Fairley, his 4th hit of the game. We're at the end of 5.5. California 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and the Detroit Tigers 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Due up to bat for the Tigers will be Mark Wagner, Rusty Staub, and Jason Thompson. We are at a beautiful night here in Detroit. California's got it right now 7-2. Frank Tanana is just pitching a beauty out here tonight, folks. Here we go. Mark Wagner. And it is a 682. Wagner waits. Here he goes. Tanana's ready. Right there over to first base. Right there. The Fairley, he was waiting for it. Makes the easy crap on the line drive. And we have 1 down. Due up is Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub today is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out. Tanana's here on the mound. Tanana has 4 strikeouts so far this game to go along with 3 walks. Here is the pitch. And that is a 572. And Staub puts it up in the air towards right field, but it's not too deep. Miller's just coming on him, makes a few steps, and he pulls it in for the out. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up to bat, Jason Thompson, who's also 0 for 2, has flown out and struck out just like Staub. And here is the pitch. It is an 889. And Thompson gets wood on that ball. It's heading it out towards center field. Grounded out into the ball. Gets over the bases. Cut off by Bostock. And Thompson will take first. That's the Tigers' 3rd hit of the game. Jason Thompson's first in the game. Coming up to bat will be Steve Kemp. Steve Kemp is 0 for 1. He has ground out to first. He has walked, scored a run, scored on the double by Parrish, and here we go. 2 out here in the 6th, and that is a 3-2-4. Kemp waiting, time delivers. And there it goes, gets outside, and it's getting past, heading towards the backstop. Thompson's going to take second, makes the turn towards third, but turns back real quick. That'll be charged a wild pitch to Frank Tanana. And Kemp is here, right here, ready to go. And that is a 1-7-1. And Tanana turns around to see how he handles this one on a slow curve and waved at, missed for strike 3. So Tanana came back on his own mistake, does get the strikeout, and at the end of 6, it is the Detroit Tigers 2, the California Angels 7. Due up for our Angels is Lansford, Humphrey, Miller, and as I said, Crawford is tired. Let's see who the next pitcher is going to be for the Detroit Tigers. This is a fantastic game, Bleach. I like this one probably more than any of the ones I've played. In all honesty, Beatles will tell you. I've got my other one. I do NP3 also, National Pastime 3. But I'm having issues with my dice, so I've got them. Out of 50 dice I started with, I'm down to 32. I end up throwing a bunch of them out. So, trying to see if I can get some better dice. The acrylics are just chipping all over right and left on me. Okay, let me see if I get this name pronounced right. And if not, I can find it. I have a ways. Steve Foucault. Steve Foucault will be coming into pitch. In 1970, for really got 2 wins, 4 losses. Did have 4 saves for the Tigers. And in our little game, we'll pick him up real quick. I'm showing him with the Texas Ranger cat right now. Because I'm broadcasting, normally when I play, I stop and I fix the pictures. I have him in a Texas Ranger hat. I have all the pitches. I just got to figure out how to do this right, though. So far this season, he's been in 5 games for us. He has 2 ROs. He has no. His ERA is a flat rate 0, 4 strikeouts to go along with 3 walks. Gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. He is good for a minimum of 7 batters. He can always be good for up to 12 the way I had this thing set up. Carney Lansford is at the plate. So far today he is 1 for 3 with the home run. Here is the pitch in the top 7th inning. And that is going to be a 686. And here it comes. Missed outside. Ball 4. Due up to bat is Terry Humphrey. He is 1 for 2 today. Got a run and has reached on first base on a walk. And he got a base hit. Scored a run. Here we go. He was one of the ones that got off of Fraley's home run. Here is the pitch by Foucault. It is a 163. Foucault I'm going to take was probably one of those middle relievers. That's going towards Rodriguez. And swung on. Hard line drive towards left field. But Rodriguez is able to snatch it out of the air and nail Humphrey. We have 1 down by Humphrey. Let me see what I got going on here. Okay. I'm keeping scores separately, guys, for off to the side here. I got to create a room for my table, but I don't want to get rid of this golfing beer stein that I have. It's a monster. And it's mother of pearl. I love it. My wife got it for me for a birthday present, so I'm not going to let it go. If anybody guys know, I always talk about Honey Bunny a lot, quite a few times. Rick Miller's coming up to bat. He is 0 for 4 today. Has yet to get a hit. Grounded out 3 times. Flown out once. Lansford's at first. 1 down. Foucault's in the stretch. Here we go. And it is a 5-2-3. And Foucault's ready. Hits it slowly towards shortstop. Fielded by Pimpton. He throws to Thompson again. Couldn't get Lansford at the time. He was already running. And that is 2 down. That is just a regular play. 6-3. Miller is done that 3 times now to Wagner this game. Dave Chalk is up. He's 1 for 4. He just got on the 6th inning and scored. Here is the pitch to Dave Chalk. And that is an 8-7-3. Full cost fire, and that's slapped out to left field for a base hit. Coming over to grab it is Kemp. A single for Chalk, and Lansford's on his way. Kemp might have a strong throw to Parrish, but not in time. Double hopped over there, and Lansford was able to score. That is the 8th run of the game for the California Angels today. Chalk gets the base hit, and coming to bat will be Lyman Bostock. Lyman Bostock is 2 for 4, has a double, has scored on a base hit. He scored on Fraley's 3-run blast. Here is the pitch by Fulcall. And that's Fulcall's first earned run given up this entire season. And few words being exchanged between Fulcall and Bostock. They're both ready. Here's the pitch, and it's high in the air towards left field, but playable. Keeps coming in. Makes the grab, and that ends the 7th inning. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 man left on base. At the end of 6 1/2, it is California 8, Detroit 2. Coming up to bat for the Detroit Tigers is Walkenfuss, Parrish, and Rodriguez. But first, kiddies, that was Green Magic Cleaner, guys. Not sure if it works anymore. You take care, Bleacher. You take care of you and have a great, great day. Okay? You take care of our friend. Glad to see you again here. Everybody else, you please enjoy. Be happy when you get back here. And I will catch you on the other channels. Have no fear about that, guys. Okay, here we go. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coming up is John Walkenfuss. So far, he's 0 for 1. He has a walk and a run. Here is the pitch. It is a 9-3-2. And Walkenfuss stands, 10 runs, swung on it. It's out towards right field. Milo's coming on over. There's a gap, and it's going to pop off the wall. Miller's coming on in, but there goes Walkenfuss, and he slides into second with the double. He is safe. Tigers 4th into the game. Due up is Lance Parrish. Lance Parrish is 1 for 2. Doubled his last time up. Scored, brought in the only 2 runs for the Tigers. Walkenfuss is at second base. Here is the pitch to Parrish. Excuse me, Pete. And it is a 9-0-6. That's heading out towards left field. Sounds like what's going to go on. This swung. That's a high line drive. And is it going to go far back? No, it hits the top of the wall. It comes on back in. Parrish heading out towards second base. Walkenfuss is going to score. And the Tigers have their 3rd run of the game on back-to-back doubles. Lance Parrish is accounted for all 3 of the Tigers' RBIs this game, and coming to bat will be Aurelio Rodriguez. Aurelio Rodriguez today is 1 for 2, struck out, got a base hit in the 3rd. Here is the pitch. And it is a 7-47. Here he comes, takes his pitch. A little ducker going to left field. Baylor has to come on up. He's going to try to pick it up off the grass, and he does. It's going to look like a line drive, but it ain't going to happen. Parrish is already moving. Baylor throws it not in time, and the Tigers have the 4th run of the game on the base hit by Rodriguez. Parrish scores, and they've scored 2 runs here. Coming to bat is Steve Dillard. Steve Dillard has flown out and hit into a double play. The Tigers are threatening. They're trying to catch up. Here we go. Steve Dillard. This is a 6-2-6. Here it comes. Next pitch. A slow ground ball towards third base. Grindfors comes up, picks up, fires fairly to get him. And LaFleur and Rodriguez will stay at second base. That is a 5-3. Able to hold Rodriguez towards second base. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coming to bat is Ron LaFleur. Ron LaFleur has walked, struck out, and grounded out here in this game so far. Tanana's on the mound. This is his 27th man he has faced, at least. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-1-5. Here we go. Hit hard through the box. That's going to get past Gritch. Heading out towards center field. Rodriguez is going to try to score on this one. And does he make it? Yes, he does. And Rodriguez heading out around the corner is going to be deep enough. Here he comes. Here comes Rodriguez to score. LaFleur will stay at first base, very surprisingly. But the Tigers have their 3rd run of the game. 4 hits so far. The Tigers all of a sudden bats have woken up. And it is now an 8-5 game. Tanana is starting to get on his way towards getting tired. LaFleur is at first base. Let's see if he can get us. Let's see what he can do. The first number is 2-3-6. He's got a chance. Let's see what happens. Next number is a 3-5-6. Here we go. LaFleur has a great lead. Here he goes. The throw from Humphrey. Not in time. LaFleur gets in there easily. He steals second base. Mark Wagner is up there at the plate. And we're going to see if LaFleur's going to see if he can try to get a rarity towards third. It is a 7-8-4. That ain't going to happen. And they sneak in behind him, but steps off the mound, bluffs second, so LaFleur will stay at second base. Wagner's coming up to bat. Here is the pitch. It is a 5-13. As Dan takes time, here's the pitch. Slow ground to the right side, fairly corrals it. Flips it over to Tanana for the out, and LaFleur will take advantage of all this. Head towards third base, where he will be waiting. And that will be a 3-1 play here by Wagner. Due up the bat will be Rusty Staub. He is 0 for 3 today. He has struck out and flown out twice. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tanana's on the mound. LaFleur is at third. Staub is at the plate. Here we go. And it is a 283. That's not a good number. Unless it's an error, it's heading out that way towards Gritch. Ground ball, but Gritch is on the very friendly hop. Throws to Staub with plenty of time to spare. But the Tigers get 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 7 full. It is California's 8, the Detroit Tigers 5. Due up for California is Ron Fairley. The dangerous Ron Fairley today. Don Baylor and Mr. Salaita. Hang on. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, so far we're doing quite well on that one there. So let me see if I got this. I know I've got it somewhere. That didn't work, so hold on here. I used to have a thing over here. Believe it or not. Ah. Okay, I guess I don't. So I'm going to call it Slaton. Only way I can do it. Okay, here we go, folks. Here we go. Ron Fairley's on the mound. Full cost out. Ron Fairley's at the plate. Full cost on the mound. And it's a 6-4-5. Fairley's top weight. Here we go. Full call delivers. And it is ball 4. And that has got to be, I got to look at this real quick, guys. Real fast here. The Tigers have managed to walk 8 California batters today. 8 California batters. Don Bale's on the mound. He's got 3 of them. Here is the pitch by full call. It is a 3-41, but Fairley's going to try for the lead, and he's not going to get it. Nice quick throw, but Fairley got there in time. Here is the swing. 490. That's heading out towards center field. And it's coming in shallow for us, coming on in our real hurry. Makes the grab right there on his shoelaces. Gets it in time. Fairley goes back to first. We have 1 down. Due up is Tony Solita. So far today he's 1 for 4. Has 2 RBIs. Has a triple. Here's the pitch. And it is a 4-2-9. Full call brings it. Little comeback to the mound. Up with his full call. Throws to Thompson to get it. Fairley will take second base. So 1-3 on the roll towards the mound. And we are in the top of the 8th inning here. Okay. Bobby Grich is coming up to bat. He is 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. He's got 5. So out of the 8 walks, 5 are by 2 players. Here is the pitch to Grich. And that is a 0-1-4. Full call brings it. Swing and a miss. That is a strike. The 4th strike out of the game by Tigers pitching today. And that ends the 8th inning. And they leave Fairley at second base. No runs. 1 hit. 1 run left on base. Coming up to bat for the Detroit Tigers, it is Jason Thompson, Kemp, and Walkenfuss. Jason Thompson is 1 for 3 today. Reached second base on a wild pitch, and he got a base hit. Here is the pitch by Tanana. It is a 4-2-4. Pitch is on the way. Roll over to a shortstop. Chuck loves it. Fires the first for the out, and that is 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Call that 6-3 on a very good routine play. Kemp is coming up to bat. He is 0 for 2. A walk, scored a run, and he has struck out. Here is the pitch to Kemp. And it is a 2-52. And it's a liner right straight back to Tanana. He got it. Ole, as they like to call that one. And we have 2 down. Due up to bat will be John Walkenfuss. John Walkenfuss is 1 for 2. Has a walk, reached on a base. He reached on a double in the 7th. Walked in the 6th, and he has scored twice. He has scored 2 of the Tigers' 5 runs. Here is the pitch to Walkenfuss. It is a 9-53. I believe you had that last time, too. That's heading out towards right field, high up in the air, towards the power alley. Back goes Miller. He ain't going to get this one. It is into the seats. And Walkenfuss has hit his home run. Single blast out over the right field seats, and it is now an 8-6 game. Coming up to pitch for the California Angels is Dave LaRoche. Let's get the numbers on Dave LaRoche this season. Obviously, we can tell he's 1-0, no ERA, but let's keep running going from there. He's been in 8 games, has 2 saves. He has walked 6, struck out 6. He has hit 1 batter, given up only 1 run. So he's also one of many of the California Angels who are fighting right now. They're battling with Kansas City for the American League West lead. Lance Parrish is at the plate. He is 2 for 3 RBI so far this game, and he has also scored a run. Here is the pitch to Parrish with 2 down, and it is a 3-3-6. Looks like that is a high pop-up right behind home plate. Humphrey is there, flips the mask key, makes a very easy catch to get his compatriot, and that is it for the 8th inning. But 1 run on 1 hit, a long home run by John Walkenfuss. And Folcott is tired. He will be taken out of the game. Pitching for the Detroit Tigers here in the bottom of the 9th inning, or top of the 9th inning, will be John Hiller. John Hiller, and I do believe I've heard of him before, so I'll have to look him up, is the closer for the Detroit Tigers, if I remember right back then. He had 15 saves back then, but in 1978 they still weren't really pushing relievers, though they had them out here. If you had a few who could do it, Hiller was one of them. But it wasn't like it became like in the 80s and the 90s, because he threw 92 innings. If you see his stats right for 1978. John Hiller's coming on in. Let's see what he's doing so far this season for the Tigers. Let's bring him in. Come on, okay. John Hiller this season for the Detroit Tigers is, come on, there you go, be a big boy. He's been in 9 games, has 2 saves, has a record of 2-1, struck out 10, walked 8, that happens. 2.45 ERA. And in his daily stats, he has had one. He struck out 4 at 1 game, and he's only given, like I said, he's given up very few runs, 3 of all told. One of those for a loss. Hiller's on the mound. Lanford is at the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 runs scored and a walk. Here is the pitch to Carney Lansford. And that is an 8.25. And Carney Lansford gets some wood on it, rocks back, swung on, hits it hard on the ground. That's it, going past Dillard underneath his glove, and he will get to first base on the base hit. Carney Lansford is on here in the top of the 9th inning for the California Angels. They had basically had an 8-2 lead, and they have given up 4 runs since. Terry Humphrey's coming up to the mound. Terry Humphrey today is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Here is the pitch. Lansford is on first. He may try to steal a base. And he does not. It is a 0-7-7 to Hiller. To a Humphrey. And held on. Hiller holds the ball down the belt. Then looks like gets the side. Here's the pitch. And he struck him out looking. Struck him out looking. That is the first out of the top 9th inning. Coming up to bat is Rick Miller. Rick Miller is 0 for everything today. He has 4 ground outs and a fly out. Here is the pitch to Miller. Lansford's on first. See what happens. He's thinking maybe try to bunt. And he does not. It is a 7.95. And Miller finally gets on base. That is the 9th walk of the game by the Detroit Tigers. Lansford will take second. Due up to bat is Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk so far today is 2 for 5. He has a RBI and has scored a run. Here is the pitch. It is a 7-2-4. And that is the 10th walk of the game given up by the Detroit Tigers. And the bases are loaded. Last time this happened was in the 2nd inning, and they were able to hold. Coming up is Lyman Bostock. He is 2 for 5 with a run scored. He could use his hit to just pull the game away for the California Angels. Here is the pitch. .861. Looks like California is going to try to do something here, and it's heading out towards center field. Liner into center field. Coming up, Forp on the plate on the hop. Single for Bostock. Lansford is going to score. It's going to be deep enough. They're sending it down Miller. Here comes Lansford. Here comes Miller. Chalk will take second base. And Bostock gets a 2-run single here in the top 9th inning to give California a 10-6 lead. And with 1 down here, and the Tigers are in trouble once again. Due up is Ron Fairley. Ron Fairley is 3 for 4. He's walked, home run, 4 RBIs, scored 2 runs himself. And here, wants to find the dice. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0-7-8. Fairley waits, turn around, here we go. Strike 3 on a slider, and that is the second out of the inning. Both by strikeouts by Hiller. But he also has given up 2 walks and 2 hits on 2/10 and 2/3 of an inning. Due up is Don Baylor. Runners are on first and second. 2 down. Here in the top of the 9th inning. And here we go. It is a 269 by Baylor. And he hits a fly ball heading out there towards center field. A routine one, though. LaFleur is waiting for it, and he makes the play. That is 3 down. But the Angels managed to score 2 more runs. They left 2 runners on base at the end of 8.5. It is California 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Tigers 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Hopefully they were in this range that they can try to get those other runs. They finally got hot on the back end. But first, guys, here we go.
YBA Basketball, a new program of the YMCA and the NBA players. You learn from experts who really know the game.
Basketball is supposed to be held with the fingertips. You never should have your total palm, and with this you will become good shooters because you have good touch.
You play hard and you play fair. You play for fun and you learn good basketball. No tryouts. Everybody plays in every game.
Just winning game.
Sign up now for YBA at your participating YMCA. Get a handbook with tips from the pros, player certificates, and YBA uniforms. All the players in the NBA are saying, we want you in our league.
Nice game, man.
YBA. Sign up now at your YMCA.
And that was our public service announcement for the night by the YMCA of Detroit. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Dave LaRoche is on the mound trying to go for his 3rd save of the season. Aurelio Rodriguez is at the plate. He is 2 for 3 with a run scored. Here is the pitch. It is a 963. And as we've been saying, that one's going to head out that way, heading towards right field. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that is drilled to the gap. Miller's coming on over. He won't have a play, have to play it off the wall, and it caroms over his head. He hits that wiring over there where the scoreboard is, and that ball is just flying all over the outfield. Rodriguez is on his way. He's heading towards 3rd. He slides in. He is safe. And Aurelio Rodriguez reaches with a triple here to start the 9th inning for the Detroit Tigers. They could be threatening. Steve Diller's on the mound, though. He is 0 for 3. Let's see if they had anybody pinch hit for the lad, the way he's going today. I could use it. I could use it. I could use it. And no, the answer is no. They did not, so I can't play anybody, and I'm not going to. Okay, Steve Diller is at the plate. And it is a 182. Here comes the pitch. There's the knuckler. Humphrey can't handle the knuckler. Pass ball gets past him. Here comes Rodriguez to score. And we have a run scored here. Dillon on the pass ball by Humphrey. And it's now 10-7. Here is the pitch. It is a 7:46. And Dillard, he now walks. That is ball 4 as he lost him. Ron Flores coming up to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a walk and one little RBIs. The only other RBI for the Tigers except for Walkenfuss. Here is the pitch by to LaFleur. That's a 269. Fairly holding Dillard to the back, trying to steal a step. Here we go. Ground to second base. Over there by Chalk. Gritch 2. Chalk and it Fairly for the double play. Second double play of the game, and it's the pitcher's best friend. And we have 2 down here in the top 9th. Then the second double play of the game for the California Angels. Due up here is Mark Wagner. He is 0 for 4. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0-1-5. Pitch on swing forward that a missed. He was full. He goes down, and the Angels hold on to win 10-7. And California Angels 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Detroit Tigers 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Let us make the game official. And player of the game was Ron Fairly, who went 3 for 5 with his home run, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Let us get the synopsis. I always use the extended, so let's even do that. Okay, for our pitching staff, as Al Red Sox fan taught me, for the Detroit Tigers, Jim Slaton loses his first game, did not get out of the 4th inning, gave up 6 runs, all earned on 8 hits, including a double, a triple, 2 home runs. Walked 3, he only struck out 1. Jim Crawford came in, followed behind him, pitched 2 1/3, gave up 1 run on 2 hits, it was earned. Walked 3, struck out 2. Steve Folcall came in, gave up 1 run, and it was earned. On 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 1. And John Hiller came in, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs. Walked 2, struck out 2. The Tigers gave up 10 walks this game, which is part of the reason why they did not help their cause. They only struck out 6. For the California Angels, Frank Tanana went 7 2/3 before he gave up his 6 runs. I had the game rigged, by the way, Beatles. I had the game rigged that if a pitcher scores 6, he's considered. If a pitcher gives up 6 runs, he's considered shelled. I did that on purpose. I had a game with Vita Blue. And for some reason, it was being played by. I had them for San Francisco, and they were using the computer, and he got shelled for 11 runs before they got somebody to come in to play. Somebody to come in and play for him. And I said that wasn't happening anymore. Tanana gave up 1 run, walked 3, struck out 5. Dave LaRoche came in, earned his 3rd save, went 1 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, a triple. And had a pass ball by Humphrey, and he walked 1, struck out 1. Batting for the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers left 4 runners on base. John Walkenfuss had the only error. Multiple hitter was John Walkenfuss, Lance Parrish, and Aurelio Rodriguez at the bottom of the lineup. They had 7 hits between them, scoring 6 of the 7 runs. Walkenfuss had the lone home run. Lance Parrish did have 3 RBIs on 2 doubles. They hit 3 doubles for the Tigers in general, and Rodriguez had the triple. He had his first triple of the season. Parrish had his 4th double of the season. Walkenfuss had his 1st. They struck out 6 times, had once. LaFleur had a stolen base, his 9th of the season, and Walkenfuss had the lone error. California participated in 2 double plays, left 13 runners on base. They could have really taken this game to town, but they didn't. Bobby Grish walked twice, and pretty much that was it for him, including a strikeout. Rick Miller got collared. He did score a run on a walk. Dave Chalk went 2 for 5. Lyman Bostock went 3 for 6. Ron Fairly went 3 for 5 with a home run and 4 RBIs. And he also struck out. He also had Lyman Bostock had a double for his 2 RBIs. Solita had a triple and had for his 2 RBIs. Carney Lansford went 2 for 4, and he hit his home run. His first of the season. Ron Fairley hit his 3rd. Don Baylor got his 3rd stolen base. Terry Humphrey his 4th pass ball of the season. And Lyman Bostock had his 6th double. So at the end of this game, on another one here in Detroit. And Detroit was trying to fight up there with the Red Sox. California 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Detroit 7 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. With the 3 games here, and as you can tell, I've got plenty to go here on the 9th, but I don't mind. And we'll do this real quick. For the American League East, Detroit was trying to catch up. Boston now has a 2.5 game lead. They've already played their game. I had that in the black. Dennis Eckersley threw a 4-hit shutout as the Red Sox beat Baltimore Kansas City 8-0. And Kansas City's battling their own right with California now. They're a game behind California. California's 19-8. Kansas City's 18-9. Red Sox just beat them. They're currently on a little 3-game losing streak. The Red Sox are back on a 4-game winning streak. Baltimore's the hot team right now. They've won 8 in a row. So they went from 2-15. Now they're 10-15. They are definitely working their way up. Minnesota's a little bit on the cold side. This is 78. Over the National League, the New York Mets have a 3.5 game lead over the Montreal Expos. For the National League West, the LA Dodgers have a 3.5 game over San Francisco. And Atlanta, where we just watched the game with Al today. I don't know if you saw his tape or not, Beatles, but watched the game with Al where they surprised San Diego. Atlanta won. They're 12.5 games back. Bob Horner, I can't pick him up until the 20th of June. So that's what I've got going on there. Yeah, I'll do this real quick. They're going to fix this. I really hammered them for this, Beatles. Carlton Fisk is leading with a .398 average. 2 Seattle players are right up there with them. Matter of fact, Seattle just won my other game. They won 4-1. Carlton Fisk also has the best on-base percentage. Fred Lynn's right behind him. Slugging percentage is Fred Lynn, Leon Roberts of Seattle, Jim Rice. Leon Roberts is having a career right now. OPS won't work, but they're going to get rid of some of this stuff. Larry Heisler now leads the American League with Fred Lynn with 11 home runs. Jim Rice has been a little cold. He only has 10. Rusty Staub has 7. Runs scored, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski, and Rick Burleson and Carlton. Every Red Sox has scored the most runs. They have just been the hot-hitting team. RBI leaders, Fred Lynn, Jim Rice are tied with 31. Rico Cardi of Toronto has 27. Larry Heisel and Rusty Staub also have 27. Burke Campaneris leads the league in stolen bases. Ron LaFleur, which we just watched, has 9. Willie Wilson has 9. Jim Rice has the most hits, along with 2 other Red Sox right up there. Reggie Jackson has struck out. As you can tell, Jim Rice is right where he belongs, along with Chloe Hobson. Don Baylor does lead the league with doubles, as I thought, along with Roy Howell of the Toronto Blue Jays. Carlton Fisk is right behind with 10. I've got 5 players right here with 3 triples. Intentional walks I don't worry about because I don't play with them. Bruce Bochy, though, has walked the most. He's got the best eye in the league. Sacrifice hits, Hoskin Powell. Mario Guerrero of Oakland has gotten the most errors. Like I said, they're going to work on these stats beats. I promise you that. Over in the National League real quick. We'll do the same thing real fast. I'll try to get the pitching stats even faster. Dave Winfield has a .450 average in right now. He's the only last batter hitting over 400. Jack Clark is up there with .394. Jack Clark has been a hot hitter. We'll skip the on-base and slugging and OPS. George Foster has 10 home runs, leads the National League in home runs. Jack Clark is right behind him. Dave Parker's up there with him. George Foster also scored the most runs, along with Bobby Mercer of Chicago and Dave Parker. Pete Rose is up there. Jack Clark leads. Jack Clark and George Foster both have 30 RBIs. Dave Parker's 28. Rick Monday has 27. Steve Garvey has 26. Davey Lopes and Cesar Cedeno are slugging it out, along with Omar Moreno of Pittsburgh. Pete Rose has the most hits as expected, but Dave Winfield was a surprise, 45. Cesar Geronimo strikes out the most. Dale Murphy of Atlanta also does. Pete Rose and Dave Winfield both have 12 doubles. Davey Lopes has 5 triples, along with Dave Parker. Reggie Smith walks the most. Reggie Smith of Boston, 21. Rick Russell, the pitches obviously should be right here. 6 sacrifice hits and sacrifice flies Stevan Taveros. Bill Allman has most errors along with Gene Rich. San Diego's just been an error-prone team. Pitching-wise, the Count's 1.34 ERA based on 23 innings pitched. Phil Niekro has the most innings. Bert Blyleven has 4 wins. Most of these pitchers all have 4. Ashley's playing tough. Steve Rogers has 4 complete games. Skip Lockwood of the Mets has 10 saves. J.R. Richards leading in strikeouts with 59. Bill Bottom's getting the most long balls. And then I get to this right here, and I don't like it. So, and they're hopefully they'll get rid of that too. League batting right now, as you can see it. And let's see what I can do here. The National League right now, as you can see, based on that bats, but I'm going to go to batting average. The league is averaging 263. It's a little high for my standards. It really is. Chicago Cubs leave 281, and that's the way the dice are throwing. Pittsburgh's been caught more often than not for stealing. The most home runs in the National League has been Cincinnati's 29 and Los Angeles' 29. Quite a few doubles have been hit. But that's batting. Pitching. Again, whip of 1.38. That's a little high. So is the ERA. Hopefully that will come down. The ERA leader right now is. Ooh, come on. There you go. Oh, wait, that's name. It's San Francisco with 3.14. Most strikeouts, though, is right here with the Cincinnati and all them, so doing quite well. This is not doing bad. Saves are still a little low, and that's my fault partially, but I am trying to get complete games. And I'm not even getting a lot of those. But the games when I do get them are not going that way. American League, the ERA is 4.50. It's actually quite high. Though California has a 2.95 ERA. So just so you know, I've got 3 teams at least down. They're trying to work their way down. I've got 3 that are just horrible. But Seattle and Toronto were both expansion teams in 1978. This is their second year of expansion. So it's not like it's not like I'm trying to kill them. I'm not. The strikeouts, walks, yeah, they're a little low. I know they are. Batting wise, the American League has an average of 271. Again, that is high unless I look it up. I think it's a little high, though I may be wrong on that. Kansas City has the best batting average, 296. They got a lot of players hitting over 300. Hopefully they'll work on these stats too. And I use, in fact, I use Boston's. And I'm hoping they're going to work on this. It doesn't look bad. I like it. You can see where the home runs are. Hits, batting average. It's not bad. Hopefully they'll work on it, Pete. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who showed up. Bleacher Bum Gaming, Beatles. Neither can I. I'm hoping for First Aid to come up quickly. They'll have everything fixed for us. Hopefully they listen to us a lot. So we're glad to see you back online too, Beats. I haven't seen you in a while, and I've been looking for you so we can go bang on these exact guys. I'm using their forum. You can see a lot of these. You can see a lot of these scorecards for box scores. You can see the box scores in their forum. I'm also using their old Delphi forum too, which to me plays better because I can't get the pictures on the Digital Diamond forum, but I can on the Delphi forum. So I've got them on both. I've got a few. I've got 1961, 1978, 1968. 1968 you'll like. I've only played about 12 or 13 games. I've had 8 shutouts. So the year of the pitcher's working well, so it does work well. And what helps, I've got a four roll dice tower, and I take 2 regular 6-sided dice. I mix them in with the 10-sided dice, and I use the two 6-sided dice act as a bouncer, so it does work the game a little bit better. Anyway, Beatles, I thank you much. Bleacher, I hope you have a good time. Hope you finish the game. Yeah, these are going to take a little bit longer, but we'll get better with it. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks.